All right, so you guys just got your home and you got it listed on Airbnb and you're ready to start making money and you're super excited, but you're already starting to research on YouTube how to pay off your 30-year mortgage in 10, 15 years or so. And today I'm going to be going over something that makes so much more sense than all the other videos that I see. The videos on YouTube that I see just frustrate me because they're like these super old methods of how to pay off your mortgage that really, when you do the math, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so what I'm going to be going over today is what I personally do and what makes sense to me. Now, before we get into that, I want to first make sure that you like, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I want to go over the other methods that people talk about on YouTube if you haven't seen those. And basically what those are is like getting a big lump sum of money, like a big cash wad, and then throwing it at your mortgage. There's even some that make you want to cash out refi and take that cash out refinance, basically like put another mortgage on your home and take that mortgage to pay off the previous mortgage, and then you just have like the money left over, and then you use that money to pay down the debt, which is just really strange way to go about getting an extra lump of money, that basically taking your equity to pay down your loan. But in that case, why are you doing that? You're increasing the price on your house, and it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Another thing is paying twice throughout the month. Instead of doing one payment per month, you're doing bi-weekly payments, so that you get an extra like 2 payments by the end of the year. And another thing is just throwing an extra $500 down every single month, and it comes out automatically so you don't see it. That way you adjust your spending to it and your life just all equilibriums out. So I've done the math, and then on my homes, whenever I was doing this, it's going to cut down my 30-year mortgage into, like, it cuts it down by like six years off, and then one on 9 years, depending on how I adjusted the bi-weekly and the $500 and everything like that. So yes, you can get it down from 30 years to 20 years, and if you play around all these things, you could get down to 15 years. But why? Like, this is a whole bunch of just nonsense if you think about it. So here's my way of doing it, and to me it makes so much more sense. Every single month, and at the end of the year, say for instance you're saving yourself $500 every single month, and at the end of the year you save yourself 2 extra payments. And so you have thousands of dollars left over at the end of the year that you would have been putting towards your equity, which that's cool. Equity, having your debt pay down throughout the year and increasing your equity, your appreciation on your home goes up, and it's all looking nice and sweet, and then you get to pay off your mortgage quicker. But your equity is basically cash that's locked up. You can't do anything with it. You can use it to loan against other things, and like you can get higher loan values, and you can create the money cash flow that way. But ultimately, that is still locked up. So here's my advice to you. What I want to do for you is change your mindset a little bit. Instead of worrying about trying to slowly cut it down every single month and doing all these tricks, instead take all that money that you're saving on all your multiple homes, and then your goal is 5 homes. Just focus on getting 5 homes as fast as possible. Your first year, say for instance you're doing like a house hack, then that's fine. You're not going to be super profitable in a house hack, but you are saving yourself a lot of money in like your monthly rent and everything like that. And plus you're getting appreciation, cash flow, all stuff like that. Your second home is where you're going to start getting significantly more income because you're not living in it, and you can rent it out the entire place. And then by this point, you guys, your goal should be able to get like 7 to 10K a month on 2 homes. If not, then we'll just comment below and I can give you some tips and tricks on how to increase the amount that you're making per month. And then after you get to 3 homes, 4 homes, 5 homes, the goal is by the time you get to 5 homes, you should be able to start pulling in on average $25,000 to $30,000 a month. 5 homes on Airbnb, as long as they're done right and you buy the right homes in right areas, 30K, I know it sounds crazy, but it's really not that bad. And so now you're making 30K a month on all these homes. And say for instance your goal, at least in my goal for my area in Dallas, is to buy homes that are around $200,000, $250,000 to like $300,000. And so whenever you start getting these $30,000 a month, as long as you're not changing your lifestyle at all, which this is totally something that people do, don't do that. Just keep living the way you're living and live off your full-time income, and let that Airbnb investment money sit on the side. Just save that stuff up, and as soon as it comes time, just start dropping it down. And so you're making $30K a month. then drop 30K or however much you need to. Maybe it's 20K, 25K, depending on your life situation. But drop it into the first house that you invested in. And then after that first house, that's 25 one month, 50 the next month, now 75, and now 100. So in 4 months, you've just put in if you're putting $25,000 a month, you put over $100,000. You're almost halfway in just 4 months. 8 months, you put $200,000 into it, and then so forth until it's paid off. Say, for instance, it takes 9 months to pay off one house. Now the entire cash flow you're getting on the house is yours. So say, for instance, you're paying $1,500 and $2,000 a month in your mortgages, then now that unlocks it. So now you're making an extra $2,000 a month. And so you use that strategy and pay off the second one. And by the time that you pay off that second one the next year or halfway through the next year, and then you use that extra cash flow to pay off the third one, and then the fourth one and the fifth one, you can pay off incredibly fast. And so if you do this year by year, by the time you get to the second year, you should be able to pay off 2 houses in 1 year. Definitely by the third year, you should be able to pay off 2 houses. Last year, you should be able to pay off that 5th house super easy. So if you do the math, you should be able to buy 5 properties, and then once you buy 5 properties, pay them off within 5 years or less. And so if this makes sense to you guys, hopefully you don't fall for all that other nonsense you see. Old real estate investing is kind of dead right now. We're in a new generation, new era, a new way of thinking that it's not going to last for long. It's not. You should buy these properties with the idea of having a long-term real estate hold, and you shouldn't stop at 5. Once you get to 5 and now you have all these properties paid off, then you can do another strategy we talk about in another video in more detail. But the way that I would recommend from there is you take all that cash flow that you're getting on all 5 of those houses, now that you have no debts, and you can start buying houses cash. Or you can start putting loans on the old houses that you just paid off and basically put the equity that you have in those homes and then take those loans and then buy new houses. And basically from now on, you're just getting free homes because you're getting the equity you had in these paid off homes to basically buy new homes, which is going to bring more cash flow into your business. And you get 5 loans on those old homes to buy 5 or maybe 7 other homes. And then now your cash flow is ramping up even more, and you take all that cash flow and you start paying down the loans even faster, and you just repeat this process over and over again, and you're never spending money for the rest of your life on any other real estate investments. Imagine that. How crazy would that be? Once you get to your 5 properties and you pay them off, then you never have to actually ever pay for a home ever again for the rest of your life. You just use the other homes to pay off new homes. It's like a life hack. Anyways, we'll go into more details on that in a future video. Thank you guys. I don't want to take this like a 30-minute long video. I hope this helped you guys out. Focus on getting your 5. Your 5 is your freedom. Your 5 is your freedom number. Always remember that. If I could just get 5. If I could just get 5. If you can get 5, you guys can be free. All right, join me in my freedom adventure, and one day hopefully we can be traveling the world together and making these videos in other countries. All right, make sure to like and subscribe, or else I'm not going to invite you in those vacations. And make sure to comment below if you have any questions. If you have any other ideas that you guys want in other videos, make sure to comment below as well. And last but not least, there's some other videos here on the side that YouTube recommends that you check out that you might like. So, all right guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.